Got a T.
Of course you did. No, I'm not. All right, para of the month, Roxanne Beaver. Roxanne, is she in here? Nope. Oh, I thought you were pointing. Someone else here. Okay. So they both get, they get front row parking and up front and in the parking lot. January calendar. Okay, ignore this because I obviously did this. Oh, that's January. That's last month. It's been a while since we've done this. So we had some births. Why am I on January? That shouldn't even be on there. We don't care. Moving on to February. Okay. Again, I did this before I knew we had snow days, so you guys all figured out we had school Friday but not Wednesday. We do have a couple birthdays for the month, so happy birthday to everybody that had birthdays. And then we'll move on. Oh, I don't know. Oh, dang. That would be here. I don't know why those didn't. There it goes. Traffic radio. You guys have done a pretty good job on traffic radio. Make sure that you treat each other just respectfully on the radios. No idle chit chat. Say what you need to say. Hang up the mic. Call your bus number first, and then who you're looking for. That's how the mechanics. That's how we try and train everybody. So, for example, if I'm bus 4, it's 4 to 100, and I always say 4 to 100, 4 to 100, please. So they say it twice so they can hear it. You don't have to say it that way, but I do just because I talk so fast. They can sometimes hear me by the second one. So call your number first, and then who you're looking for. Okay. From the handbook, cell phone policies. I've had several drivers coming in saying that we're finding people on cell phones. You guys know that I don't care if you have a CDL or if you're driving a mini van, you cannot be on a cell phone at all. You can't talk on it, you can't text on it. I don't want you playing with your radio on it. The only thing you can have your cell phone out is one thing only. Do you know what it is? 911. And what's the other thing? If you're in a minibus or a mini van, you might use it. GPS. GPS. Hands-free GPS. Has to be turn-by-turn GPS. You cannot be plugging stuff into it every other turn. That is it. Other than that, if you get caught with a cell phone out while you're driving, while you're behind the wheel, the bus wheels are moving, the engine is running, you can lose your license and your job here. Okay? No cell phones. While you're at the schools, park, waiting on kids, by all means, we don't care what you do on your phones there. If you got kids on the bus, be respectful and understand you got to be watching them too. But you cannot have your cell phones out while you're driving. Okay? Paras, cannot have your cell phones out while you have kids on the bus. Your job is to watch those kids, not to be playing Tetris on your cell phones. Okay? Any questions on that? Yes.
With me and Lane, oftentimes we get calls from either parents or schools, so he'll hand me his phone. Is that acceptable?
Yes, absolutely. You as the parent can take a call. Lane behind the wheel cannot. But that is perfectly acceptable. Any other questions? All right. Oh, and those of you with CDLs, I don't know if you saw that on the bottom. If you get caught, you can lose your CDL, first of all, and they can fine you up to $2,500 because you have a CDL. Okay? So, that's what it felt like earlier this week when we were out trying to start buses. Yeah. Summer school, July 12th through the 30th. It's going to be Monday through Friday for 3 weeks, 8 a.m. to noon. If you are interested, I don't have a sign-up sheet because I didn't want 50 people gathering around one piece of paper. Shoot us an email. Huh?
Pass that thing around and we'll sign up.
I know not everybody likes to do it or wants to do it. I've had a couple of people say they would be interested. We'll have sped routes and regular ed routes. So as far as I know, we'll have quite a few open. It does go seniority first, so keep that in mind. But it's just for 3 weeks over the summer. You do not get paid your regular pay, what you get paid now. So you guys are making all this money, you don't get paid all that money for summer school. It's a set price. They average what the wages are for everybody, and everybody gets the same exact amount from what I understand at the end of the summer school. So we've never done a summer school since I've been here, so this will be new for me, but it's just another route, right? And it only lasts 3 weeks, not 900 like we've had in the last 9 months.
You're done by one and a half.
What's that?
You're done by that one.
By one.
So.
So if you're interested, shoot me a text or an email. We also need next week. You guys have probably heard Mays South is making our lives difficult. February 23rd and 24th, I believe that's Tuesday and Wednesday, they're doing all that testing. That's the only reason our high schoolers aren't coming back on Monday with our middle schoolers. They've got to go to this testing. So Mays South wants us to bring their kids in on a normal route in the morning and then take them home at 11:45. There's about 120 to 200 kids, a lot. So we're going to need between 6 and 8 route drivers for those. So if anybody's interested, again, let me know. That would be additional time on top of what you're getting now. If you already have a noon route, you don't qualify for this. We're not going to pull you off the one you're already doing. Okay, and it's only for 2 days. Any questions there? Yes?
Just make sure everyone understands, we do still have regular AM and PM routes that day, it's just on top of that.
Right. This will be an additional route. Yeah, except you're actually going to be taking these kids to their house, so you'll have an actual route with their addresses on it.
If they don't have enough drivers, if somebody wanted to do my van shuttle, I don't speak.
You did? Okay, there you go. So, we do have some of these routes aren't very big, they only maybe have 6 kids, so we do have mini buses and mini vans available for some of these routes too.
Are you gonna need parents for those routes?
Not yet. If we do, I can let you know, but as of right now, I don't think we need any.
Is Mays High not doing it then?
Mays High is not, bless her heart. They called me yesterday, and she says, they're just gonna make their kids stay at school all day. I like that.
We've
So,
never done that.
she asked us what, yeah, that's what she said, they've never done it this
They
way.
used to be in school though, that's why.
Yeah, that's what it is. So, yeah. All right.
Roll call sheet
Oh.
on the left.
For those of you that have Facebook, maybe you're on the Maze 1 forum, Maze 1 parent forum, I think it is. This was an adorable little post. It started so sweet and innocent. I, for one, would never put my child's face on Facebook with our names and contact stuff, but to each their own. It says, my son is a first grader at Maze Central. He made a very close friend on his bus that is not in his class. He wants to play games with his friend. He gave his friend a note with my phone number on it to give to his mom, but they are first graders, so it probably didn't reach her. If you have a first grader boy at Maze Central named Wyatt who loves Pokemon and has friends on the bus named Rise, that's my son. Please DM me. My son would love and is begging for a play date. So this went out on Facebook to anybody and their dog across all of Maze and beyond. And it's adorable. It's a really, not a cool idea. It was cute. I wouldn't do it, but to each their own. These were some of the replies. Can you give a note to the bus driver? Maybe call the bus driver. I hope they can connect for a play date. Keep us posted. That's a great idea. I could try that. We had others say, hey, call the bus driver. They can give you the phone number of the other family.
Right.
They, give each kid each other's phone numbers for them so they can have that play date. You guys all understand that's a huge no-no.
Right.
Okay, don't share anybody's information, but no matter how adorable that little guy is, we cannot share that kind of information with anybody. Huge, huge, huge HIPAA laws. Don't get involved in that. I would suggest to one parent, you put your phone number in his backpack and he can hand it off to the other kid. And that's as far as you get involved, okay? Do not share information with anyone. Under no circumstances, okay, that's not completely true. We really don't want you saying a student's name, their phone number, and their address all across the radio. Why is that?
Because everybody hears the radio.
We are not the only ones on that channel. There's,
Got kids on the bus.
you've got other kids. There's a lot of perverts, people out there that aren't good people, let's put it that way, that can hear in over that. And you have just gave them a student's name, a phone number, their address, what's going to stop them from driving up in a little white van and saying, hey, I know your name and here's your phone number. Your mom told me to come pick you up. You just handed him everything he needed to pick that kid up off the street. Do not do that over the radio, okay?
So I've
It's just
probably
not
been
safe.
close to done something like that, so give me an example exactly how you want me to call it in. I'm one of them kind of people that have to be told.
Just a name, that's all I need. We can look everything I need up on the computer. All you gotta say is, Susie Smith isn't at her stop, can somebody call? I know it's your bus, I can look up Susie Smith, match her to your bus, and I have all the information I need to make that call.
But I thought we're not supposed
I have a comment about that. If you are a substitute driver and you are driving a big bus, you do not need to tell everybody that every single person's not showing up. They're not always gonna show up.
Kindergarten.
If
Is the
you're
only one.
kindergarten or a sped bus or a van, then that might be a situation where you call and say, hey, somebody's not coming out.
Yeah.
Big buses, you don't need to tell anybody about it.
So if it's not a kindergartner and you pull up to the house and it's a sixth grader, they don't come out, you gave them their 30 to 60 seconds and they don't come, you move on. If they call and say, hey, the bus didn't pick us up, we can say, they were by at this time, because I can see what time you guys are at that stop. Nope, it shows your bus driver was there, and we stopped for 2 minutes and nobody came out and it moved on, so you're on your own to get to school. We can see all that, Tracy.
Yes, okay, I agree with what Lisa said, except for an example was this morning, I had this odd stop on Ridge Road and it was dark outside, and I can't see the numbers very well because it's not like a regular street.
Right.
So that is the reason that I radioed that in.
Right.
You're a step driver too.
I am
Yeah,
a
and that's
step driver.
fine. That's fine. We just don't need to know every single stop, because we know that not every kid's gonna ride every day, okay? But if they're kindergartners, by all means, we gotta step it up and we gotta make sure we take care of those kindergartners. They're above a kindergartner, that's on their parents to make sure that happens, okay?
So, when you have a regular, you know they're a regular, and they don't, and then all of a sudden, it's like this kind of weather, and then they don't show up,
You move
just
on.
blow it off.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because they got dental appointments or there's quarantine or whatever.
Yeah.
Always.
Otherwise, the radio would just be full of traffic all day long, and we just can't afford that. How much fuel have we preached that you guys gotta keep in those vehicles? All vehicles, not just buses.
At least half.
At least a half a
Friday's
tank.
gonna be warmer.
What's that?
Friday's gonna be a warmer day.
I don't care, you still have to have a half a tank.
Shouldn't matter.
Get it, Mom! Isaac?
Go to the red line and make another 20.
Oh, shut it. No, don't go to the red line. Because we all know buses don't always work the way they're supposed to. That gauge is not going to be right all the time. Why don't we like to let them go below a half a tank? Let's just use this last week for an example.
Water
Maybe the way-
in the fluid.
Water in the fuel.
Water.
They gel up, they cause issues, they don't run right. When it's cold, you want to try and keep it up closer to the full mark, but we always want to keep it at least a half a tank. If you get deserted out somewhere, let's say you've lost all power, you have no mic, so you have no way to call in. If you're in a no signal zone, you're not going to make phone calls. If your bus can at least continue running, you've at least got a half a tank for us to figure out, dang, where'd bus 4 go? They've been gone for hours. They should have been in these mill 2 hours ago. So always keep at least a half a tank in your vehicles. Plus, if somebody jumps in there that's a sub, and they've got to take off right away, they've run their quick light check, and they jump in and take off, and they're down here in the red, are they going to make it on your route?
No.
Probably not. That is so annoying. Yes.
Can I ask you, when people get on their mic to talk, wait a half a second after you've keyed it to talk? A lot of times you cut off half your conversation when you get it going. I'm probably bad too. I mean.
All right. Everybody knows what this is. That's the gauge of your buses. For those of you that don't drive the big buses, you might not know, but it'll look a little similar. You have some stuff in there, it's pretty similar. I've had a lot of people asking me what some of these lights are. Or they come in, they're come, I'm not gonna throw anybody under the bus. I've had somebody come in with a green light, making sure that everything was okay on the bus. Are you kidding? Anyway, it doesn't matter. Okay, moving on. So we're gonna cover all the lights on the dash. This one means you, what? Left turn signal. Do you need to call a mechanic for that one?
No.
I sure hope not. That is just a dummy light.
It doesn't work.
It doesn't work. Yeah, the signal doesn't work. Okay, good call. What is this one?
Brake pressure.
A mechanic said that.
Oh, great.
Oh, good. Good job. Great. What's it mean?
What is it?
Your pressure's
not up.
Something's wrong with the brakes, right? General rule of thumb, if it's in red, what do we do?
Call it.
Call it in. Probably pretty good chance we'll have to find us another bus. If it's in yellow, yep, maybe. We still call it in and let them know, but usually if it's in yellow, we can keep going with the route. If it is in green,
It's okay, it's okay.
yep, it is just letting you know something's going on. Okay, so we're gonna move on to the next one. ABS, I'm gonna read that one so you can't cheat. What does it mean?
Brake system.
Yep, there could be a fault in the analog brakes. Do we need to find us another bus right away?
No.
Probably not, but do we call the mechanics?
Yes.
Good idea. And we need to write it up.
Hi, Dee.
High beams, yes.
You're so good.
The only time we have to worry about that is if you got somebody coming at you and they're flashing their lights. This one's pretty self-explanatory. Stop engine. What does that mean?
If the gauges are okay, keep on going, you're fine.
This is why her bus is always in the shop. Stop engine. Means you just need to turn the bus off. You need to call the mechanics and get something else. Something's going on. Okay? Mechanics, if I say anything wrong, you can correct what?
Rubber mallet.
I'd like to report a driver.
Moving on. This one.
I can't look right.
Right turn signal, good job. Right turn Clyde. That was another easy one. Check transmission. It's in red, so we probably ought to be calling a mechanic and thinking about another bus,
Or check
which we
your
have so
fluid.
many of right now. This yellow one,
Transmission temperature.
The temperature.